Now we're going to look at the usage of each, every, either, neither. We're going to look at these 4 words in the sentences. Okay. Each, every, either, neither. Each, every. Each, every, either, neither. These 4 words we're going to look at. Each, every, either, neither. All these 4 determiners in the usage of sentence we are going to look at. Each means one of 2 things or one of any number of exceeding 2. So what is the meaning of each? Each means one of 2 things. One of 2 things. Okay? Or one of any number exceeding 2. Every is used, every is used to in speaking of some number exceeding 2. Exceeding 2. Okay? Now let's look at, we're talking about each and every. Okay? Each and every. First sentence I have here is, each of them had a gun in his hand. Each of them, the first one. Each of them had a gun. Each of them had a gun in his hand. In his hand. Okay? And the second one we have, in the second category we have, each of you can go to the market. Each of you. Each of you can go to the market. And third, every man expects every. Every man expects to be rich and successful. And successful. Next, fourth one. Every country expects loyalty from its people. Every country. Every country expects loyalty from its people. Its people. Either has two meanings. Either. I'm talking now about either. Either has two meanings. Either has two meanings. One of two, or second one is each of two. One of two or each of two, that's both. That is both. Okay. Neither is neither. We're talking about neither. Neither is the negative. Neither is the negative of either. Negative of either, and means what does it mean? And means neither the one nor the other, nor the other. Okay. You would say, you can leave the door open. You can leave by either door. By example, you will say, you can leave. You can leave. You can leave by. You can leave by either door. Okay? You can leave by either door. What is the meaning of that? When you say either door, you mean by one door or the other. Next, we say trees grew on either side. Trees grew on either side. Trees grew on either side of the road. Either side of the road. Means both sides. You can say on both sides. Now, we looked at either side of the road. That means you look to your left and you look to your right. I looked at either side of the road before I crossed the road. So, we are looking at the determiners, the use of each and every, the use of either and neither in the sentence usage. Now, each means one of two things. One of the two things or one of the any number exceeding 2. Any number. If you put number of things, you can choose. Each means any of the two things. Every is used in speaking of some number exceeding 2, more than 2. Each, example, each of them had a gun. That means we don't know the number standing. Each of them had a gun in his hand. Each of you can go to the market. So here we do not know the number. Each of you can go to the market. Each of them had a gun in his hand. Every, when you say every, it is used in speaking of some number. Every man, that means each person, every man expects to be rich and successful. Every country expects loyalty from its people. Either has two meanings, one of two or each of the two, that is both. Now, neither is the negative of either, is the negative of either, and means neither the one nor the other, none of those. Now, for sentence we have here, you can leave by either door, this door or that door, any door you can choose. The trees grew on either side of the road, both sides. You can say, I looked at either side of the road before I crossed. That means you look to your left and you look to your right.